Senator Moody and now Senator Kaine.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thanks to the witnesses. I had intended to be here on time to say a word about Mr. Williams, a Virginian, by way of introduction, but a Foreign Relations Committee delayed me. But I just want to brag on him in case you didn't, Mr. Chair, in the introduction. He runs his practice in Ashburn, Virginia. His wife, Anusha, they would do it together. I think Anusha is here with us in the audience. His testimony obviously focused very heavily on his firsthand experience dealing with clients. Just this past August, Forbes recognized him as one of the leading wealth advisors in the state of Virginia, and we're really happy to have you with us today. And thanks to the panel. There's a lot we can agree on in this space. There's a lot of bills pending before the HELP Committee that are very bipartisan that I think we can advance on. I know the chairman is very committed, as Senator Moody said, to having this committee be a committee that marks up a lot of legislation, because even though there's a pretty broad ideological breadth on this committee, we've had a history of being able to do a lot of good work. Mr. Williams, I really appreciated your story about your client who's the 18-year-old working at a diner. More 18-year-olds work full-time than most people think, and yet federal law says that when employers have 401ks or other pension plans, they must allow all over age 21 to participate if they have the plans. Millions of workers work in places that don't have the plans, but if an employer offers that plan, they're required to have that open to all over 21. Senator Cassidy and I have a bill that would say, hey, if you're a full-time worker at 18, you shouldn't be shut out of a plan. And so this early retirement bill, we call it the Helping Young Americans Save for Retirement Act, which is very bipartisan, I think would be a positive. Mr. Copeland, I appreciate you weighing in on that one as well. Let's, if we say you want to start the habit earlier, let's provide the tools to really make it powerful to start the habit earlier. The other issue that's come up, and again, it's a bill that Senator Cassidy and I have had for a couple years, deals with auto-reenrollment. Here's some statistics that even when I hear them, I continue to be surprised by them. 3 in 10 workers who have the ability to contribute to workplace plans don't. And most of these workplace plans do involve some employer match. So, but 3 in 10 who could get that match if they contribute don't. But then another survey shows that 59% of people not participating in their workplace retirement plan actually believed that they were participating. And so there's a need for more information, and more information delivered in a regular basis. In health insurance, you know, we commonly ask people to re-up every year. Okay, here's what you did last year. Here's how it might have changed. Do you want to stick with what you did? Do you want to do something different? So people get the prompt every year in health insurance. I think we should be prompting them regularly with respect to retirement. And so Senator Cassidy and I have a bill that would allow employers to do some creative things, including an auto-reenrollment. So somebody who opts not to participate, maybe they're at the start of their career and they just don't feel like they have the cash flow to support their life expenses and begin retirement savings as well. But if every few years you re-enrolled them in a plan automatically and allowed them to opt out, they can opt out, that would be a way of maybe encouraging them to take seriously this form of savings. As Senator Husted said, modest investments over a long period of time can mean tremendously successful collection of assets toward the end of your working life. And so on the auto-enrollment question, I would just love you to talk a little bit more about why that would be so valuable.
So, Senator Kaine, thank you. I see this issue every day, and I love, when you mentioned that people are prompted with their health benefits to reevaluate things on a yearly basis. As a financial planning practitioner, I would love that. In many plans that I've taken over, you would be shocked how many employees thought that they were enrolled and they're not. We do this with health. Employers send reminders for open enrollment because life happens, we get busy. And retirement works the same way. There is a plumbing company that I run a workplace retirement plan for. And one of the workers there wanted to take some time off saving. He had about $30,000 in credit card debt and wanted to take the time with his wife and family, cut back, and they did. And they were able to pay it all down. But at the end of that 1 year period, I called him and I said, hey, you're ready to re-enroll? And he said, yeah, I completely forgot about that. I should get back in. And I can't help but think what other Americans would do without somebody giving them a nudge or an easy on-ramp as afforded in the Auto-Enroll Act. So I think it's very important.
Thank you very much. I yield back.
A lot of my questions are going to